All right, I got 3 running backs that the Chicago Bears could realistically and potentially trade for that I want to share with you guys. So what is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports All back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. And guys, make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified every time I drop a new video. Real quick, shout out to the sponsor of today's video, ProfitX. ProfitX is America's #1 sports prediction market where users play against each other, as in their peers, instead of the books or the house. So you will almost always get the best price on any total spreads, money lines, or player props. And right now, if you use my promo code FST, you can claim up to $200 in profit cash playing on your first 30 days on the site. Guys, win real money predicting sports. Terms and conditions apply. All right, 3 guys that I want to share with you that I think the Bears should trade for. And you guys know by now, I mean, I sound like a broken record. We know the running game needs to be fixed. There is no doubt about that. If you still think the Bears running game is okay, then you don't know football. And yeah, that's what I got to say about that. All right, honorable mentions. I'll start with that. Devon Achane and Alvin Kamara. The reason they're honorable mentions here is because I believe either the price tag will be too high for these guys, or they are just not the sort of back we're looking for as far as, you know, the kind of scheme fit. Remember what I've been telling you guys. Between the tackles, north-south runner, that's a bit of a grinder, bruiser, can keep his legs churning, can get the chunk yardage when you need to, short yardage, if you will. We don't need a guy who's a space back who bounces it on the outside, and, you know, that's kind of his MO, because that's exactly what DeAndre Swift is. We need a guy to complement Swift, not to do exactly what Swift does. Now, both these guys are insane upgrades on Swift. Devon Achane's averaging like 5 yards a carry, for crying out loud. And Kamara's not far behind. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. So he's still effective. But I do believe it will cost a pretty penny to trade for these guys. I would love it, but it would cost a lot. So that's why I don't have them here. But you guys have talked about them, so I wanted to bring them up as honorable mentions. All right. Let's also talk about some bargain bin shopping here. This is Ryan Poles' favorite thing to do. If he wants to go ahead and bargain bin shop for the cheap running backs, I got 3 names for you that I can throw out. These are not the 3 realistic trade targets. I'll get to that in just a second. But 3 names I can throw out for you guys that are just, you know, you could probably have had them for next to nothing, or have them for next to nothing. It would be Ramondre Stevenson from the Patriots. He's been okay. He's averaging 4 yards a carry, which is way better than Swift. And we know they drafted Travion Henderson. The Patriots did. They have Antonio Gibson, so they could afford to trade away Ramondre Stevenson. I'm not saying they will, but they can afford to. And he's a guy who does fit the profile of the type of running back we are looking for. So Ramondre Stevenson, I would not mind. And then another guy we could look at, a Jerome Ford. I'm not a big fan of Jerome Ford, and he's not been effective this year, less than 3 yards a carry. But again, fits a profile a little bit better than Swift. They do have Quinshon Judkins, and then they have Dylan Sampson, the rookie running back. So I think they would be very okay with moving on from Jerome Ford. And then finally, Rico Dowdle from the Panthers. Obviously, they have their starting running back in Chuba Hubbard. And so Rico Dowdle could be decent. He had some, you know, he had a decent time in Dallas where he looked pretty solid for them. And so I think he would still be an upgrade here. So these are 3 guys that you could potentially have for next to nothing if Ryan Poles wants to do what his favorite thing to do is, which is bargain bin shop. All right. But if you are serious about winning, if you are serious about upgrading the run game, here are the 3 guys you need to trade for. Number 3, Breece Hall. All right, Breece Hall averaging 4.1 yards per carry this season. He is a guy who adds the pop that you need in the run game. I'm talking big yards. Like, when is the last time you thought DeAndre Swift could take one to the house? Yeah, almost never. Breece Hall can do that. Breece Hall can turn any carry into a 70-yard touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown, and just take it to the house. Now, you might be thinking, why the heck would the Jets trade him, Faiz? Well, they do have Braylon Allen, and Breece Hall is entering the last year of his deal, so they could lose him for nothing. So they might want to trade him and get something out of him before they decide not to pay him, if they do pay him, right? But they do have a guy in Braylon Allen that is solid as well, so maybe they could just look to move on to him. But Breece Hall is very, very good, young running back, and certainly a guy that would add an element of explosiveness, an element of pop, an element of juice to this Bears offense that is severely, severely needed. As far as the draft capital to get him, that's kind of where I'm, kind of stuck on him and these guys that I'm about to mention to you. Could you have Breece Hall for a 4th-round pick? That would be nice. Or is it going to be more than that? I don't want to give up a 1st or a 2nd. I've told you guys this. I don't want to give up a 3rd either. So it's basically a 4th rounder is what I'm willing to give. Can you get these guys for him? We'll see. For that, we'll see. You got to at least make the phone call. But Breece Hall is my number 3. Number 2, Zach Charbonnet from the Seattle Seahawks. So Charbonnet is not having a great season as far as yards per carry. He is averaging less than 3, but he is behind Ken Walker, and the Seahawks have an RB1 in Ken Walker. But I believe Zach Charbonnet in the right situation is an RB1, and he is one heck of a running back, and I think he would be very solid for any team where he is the starter. And I believe he has bell cow abilities. I think you can give him the football, 20 carries a game, and he will be able to produce. So to me, Zach Charbonnet, is a guy that's certainly in the right situation, right talent. He could be an elite back. It's just that he's stuck behind Ken Walker in Seattle, and so he doesn't get a chance to showcase his talent as much as he wants to. Even the Seahawks coaches have said they have 2 running back ones. So Ken Walker would be nice too. Hey, if they want to trade us Ken Walker, great. But Zach Charbonnet would be incredible. I think he's going to be a little bit more expensive than Breece Hall to get. And then finally, my number 1 back that would be picture perfect for this Bears offense. I've mentioned it before. Tyler Algier from the Atlanta Falcons. Oh man, Tyler Algier would be a dream come true as far as what we need from a skill set perspective. That downhill runner between the tackles, just bruising people, carrying dudes. He's averaging 3.6 yards a carry, which isn't, amazing, but he is stuck behind one of the best running backs in Bijan Robinson. So to me, if you give Tyler Algier 20 carries a game, he would be very effective. And I'm telling you right here, right now, Tyler Algier would be the running back 1 on a lot of teams. A lot of teams in the NFL. It's just that he's stuck behind Bijan Robinson, a top 3 back in the NFL. So yeah, that is how good he is. Now, of course, the Falcons do value him. But again, I'm going after guys who are backup running backs, right? They're not the starters, so the team could look to trade him. But man, could you imagine Tyler Algier with the Bears? Like, he would be just so effective for what we need. The guy just never loses yards. He's always going forward, getting chunk yardage, if you will, and just getting hard, tough yardage. So to me, Tyler Algier would be perfect. So those are 3 guys that I think would be perfect for the Bears, man, if they were looking to trade for a back, which they should be. Tyler Algier, Zach Charbonnet, Breece Hall. I hope Ryan Poles can make it happen, somehow trade for one of these guys. Cross my fingers here, we'll see. But what say you? Who do you like from this list of backs, if any? And do you have other running backs that you believe would be a better fit for the Chicago Bears? Leave a comment down below, guys, with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.